Good evening, folks.
Hey there,
Today
everybody.
today is April 7th. Welcome to the narrative hosted by me, Stepfire.
And me, Fredo Fonzarelli.
On the board today, we will be going over the some updates on the tariffs. Some of the action that's been going on there, because it has been a little crazy. We will get into the Biden's cognitive decline um, story that's been going on since uh, Ron Klein uh, started talking to journalists about all that. So that'll be interesting to get into. And then we will be getting on the hands off protest. Uh, that'll be interesting to get into. And the third thing we're talking about will be the Senate bill to halt tariffs on Canada that was put up by Rand Paul and passed in the Senate on a 51-48 vote. So, um, yeah, so those are the topics we'll be covering.
Yeah, sounds good. But before we do that, I'd like to bring y'all the weather and some emergency alerts. Weather is going crazy, kind of, so make sure y'all pay attention and listen for your area. You know what I'm saying, to stay updated. Um, let's see. After several days of extreme rainfall and devastating flooding in parts across parts of the Ohio Valley, Mid South, Middle, and Lower Mississippi valleys, there's still some threat for heavy rainfall and flash flooding for portions of the Southeast and Gulf Coast region going through this evening and overnight. The Weather Prediction Center has depicted a moderate risk, 3 out of 4, of excessive rainfall across the areas of central and southern Alabama, with a broader and slight risk, 2 out of 4, across adjacent areas of the interior of the southeast and central Gulf Coast region going into the night. Some severe weather will be possible as well across the region, and the Storm Prediction Center has depicted a slight risk, a 2 out of 5, of severe weather over many of the same areas, with concerns for locally damaging winds and an isolated tornado. Y'all be careful out there. Pay attention to y'all's local news. And if y'all got high winds or a tornado coming your way, make sure you get in a safe space in your home. A lingering threat for some severe thunderstorms will exist over the coastal plain of the southeast on Monday, with some damaging wind potential before the front passes through. Meanwhile, further north on the cool side of this front, some light to moderate rains will overspread parts of the mid-Atlantic in connection to the close proximity of low pressure just to the south. However, areas of the Great Lakes and Northeast will be seeing the arrival of much colder temperatures behind a cold front, and this will bring a threat for some lake effects, snowfall downwind of the lakes, and into some of the upslope areas of the northern Appalachians. Accumulations will be rather light, but locally several inches of snow will be possible over the higher elevations, and also any heavier lake-enhanced snowfall sets up. Elsewhere, a series of fronts will bring episodes of unsettled weather to the Pacific Northwest and the Northern Rockies going through Tuesday. These frontal systems will bring Pacific moisture inland with intermittent shower activity. Rain will fall across coastal locations and the lower elevations, while snow will occur over the high country. The heaviest snowfall will be confined to higher elevations of the Olympic Mountains and the Cascades, where an additional 1 to 2 feet can be expected over the next couple of days. Good skiing weather there. The remainder of the country should be dry for the next couple of days, but generally warm, with temperatures across much of the Southwest, Intermountain, West, and the High Plains seeing temperatures trending above normal. This will include some portions of the desert Southwest seeing high temperatures by Tuesday, reaching well into the 90s. Back to you, Stefar. On back to you, Stepfire. I don't know if you can hear me, brother.
My bad.
You're good, bro.
I was muted. But I was saying, shout out to King in the chat.
Hey, yeah, for real. Shout out, King. Thank you for sliding through, brother.
All right. So the first thing we were going to cover. So I started having some computer issues today, and it's likely that I'm going to have a crash at some point during the stream. Uh, I'll be back if that happens. Hopefully it won't, but it's been acting up. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. So it's I haven't due to that I wasn't able to get fully into the um, Trump update, the tariff updates, and the Senate bill. But we'll wing that. I'm sure. You know, both me and Fredo read up on it, so we'll be all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, as far as tariffs go, um, what's going on, James? Uh, President Trump will impose an individualized reciprocal higher tariff on the countries with which the United States has the largest trade deficits. All of the countries will continue to be subject to the original 10% tariff baseline, which will take effect April 9th. Um, so there have been some goods that are not subject to the reciprocal tariff. These include, um, see, this is the kind of stuff that I would have found out because it's very vague. Uh, Article subject to 50 USC 1702B. There's some stuff in there that's exempt. Sorry, I couldn't find that out for you. Stuff like steel and aluminum, auto parts, and auto vehicles, uh, copper, pharmaceuticals, semiconductors, and lumber. Um, and then there's another one for Section 232 and energy and other certain materials that are not available in the United States. So those are the things that are getting exemptions from uh, being tariffed as part
Plus,
of his big reciprocal thing.
yeah, plus bullion and energy are exempt, like gold and silver and stuff like that.
Oh, is that what bullion is? I didn't even know
Yeah.
that. That's why I skipped it. I didn't even know what that was.
Yeah,
I did have the fact sheet here where I was going because I've seen a few other things that was interesting,
I got it
but
loaded up on screen.
oh, do you? Yeah, let me see if I can find. This was some of the arguments. This is the fact sheet from the White House website, um, and this is where the White House kind of does their media
Yeah, their old PR
releases.
spiel.
Yeah, 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 the whole 9 yards, all of it. Uh, um, so some of the arguments, while I'm reading through here, um, some of the main pursuing reciprocity to rebuild the economy and restore national and economic security. Um, so there was for Canada and Mexico, the existing fentanyl and migration orders remain in effect and are unaffected by the new tariffs. This means the USMCA compliant goods will continue to see a 0% tariff. Non-compliant will see a 25%. Um, Non-compliant energy and potash, I'm not, or potash, we'll see a 10%. I don't know what potash is.
Potash. I think it's like a mineral rich soil
Mm.
or
How the hell
something
do you
like
know
that. I don't know.
that?
Country boy, man.
Taking back our economic sovereignty. This is him kind of buttering us up. Um, so it says U.S. companies, according to internal estimates, pay over 200 billion per year in value-added taxes to foreign governments. Um,
Damn.
a double whammy on U.S. companies who pay the tax at the European border, while European companies don't pay tax to the United States on the income from their exports to the United States. Um, so, I mean, my understanding of the how the tariffs work, European companies wouldn't pay United States to export to the United States because it would be the United States people in in the United States that's ordering from the European companies.
But is that okay whenever we're paying to export over there? We got to pay their tax, but they don't pay ours. We don't even
Well,
have a tax on them.
I'm not. So they don't pay a tax on their income from their exports to the United States. Their income.
I mean, a tariff. Like they have our goods tariffed at what was it, 35%?
Um, I
Our
don't know
trade deficit in
exactly.
goods exceeded 1.2 trillion.
Yeah, I read that one too. Yep.
Ridiculous.
But again, I don't know. I don't know if a trade deficit is a bad thing.
Um, I would say it is just because we're outsourcing all of our materials, and just in case of like war or any other like extraneous crisis, we should be able to make all of our
Huh.
materials and sources in house.
So I mean, it sounds like then the problem isn't necessarily the trade deficit, but what is causing the trade deficit. So, like you said, if manufacturing is getting shipped out of the country, well, now we're having to pull that stuff from out of the country, and that's going to increase the trade deficit.
Yeah,
So, okay,
I'm
well, that makes
thinking
sense.
these tariffs are just like his incentivization for us to manufacture here in America, because if prices go up in China, then it's going to be too expensive plus shipping or whatever to buy steel and blah blah blah. Might as well buy American made steel from whatever company down the road, because
Yeah,
it's, you know, affordable now, comparable to the whatever China's markup is after the tariffs.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I do agree with the tariffs as a protection. Uh, There has been instances where it hasn't worked, but there has been instances where it has. I've seen the argument on both sides of that. So,
The
to say it
argument is
doesn't
right
work,
here.
you know, you can't say. To say it absolutely works, you can't say. It's kind of, I mean, Trump's a businessman, and he's been talking about this shit for 40 years at least.
The art of the
Uh,
deal, baby.
so it'll be interesting. It's good, but I mean that does clear up why he would have an issue with the trade deficit. It's I can't really think of another example. Um,
Yeah, yeah. If
Like
we're
an
having,
analogy, but
yeah, I can't think of another argument why, you know what I mean, a trade deficit would be a bad reason. Like we're getting everything we need otherwise, but at the same time, we really can't rely on the fickle nature of diplomacy to keep us afloat.
okay. Okay. Well, I mean, that's cool because I learned something. I figured something out. I'm happy about that. Because I mean, we was talking about it earlier on the phone. I don't know how a trade deficit is necessarily a bad thing because you have deficits with anywhere you spend your money.
Yeah.
So gas
Anytime money is
stations,
going out,
grocery
it's
stores,
yeah,
there's a trade deficit there. Um, I guess where it would be disanalogous or where it would break the analogy um, would be because that is on an individual level and not on a societal level, um, which necessarily must operate differently than the you would on the individual level. Because I can't be expected. Oh, sorry, I can't be expected to build microchips in my backyard,
yeah,
right?
true.
But as a society, well, yeah, we can build factories and stuff, and there's plenty of stuff to do that.
Yeah, and they're
Um,
freezing us out of their markets whenever they tariff us to
yeah,
hell, because
yeah,
now we can't compete with their stuff. I mean, I understand on some stuff like food, we got chemicals that they don't want, you know, over there in their markets. They got laws against that type shit. I understand that, but icing us out of your like tech or like auto markets or whatever, it's why don't we do the same? You know what I mean? We gotta prioritize us. Gotta look out
yeah.
for number one, baby.
America first.
USA.
Um, he wants to reprioritize U.S. manufacturing. So in
Yeah,
2023,
that's
the
what I
U.S.
was talking about.
manufacturing output as a share of global manufacturing output was 17%, down from 28% in 2001. So it cut in half almost. By it was 0.2% shy of cutting in half in, what was it, 22 years?
What is that was cut in half?
Manufacturing output. The United States' manufacturing output as a share of the global manufacturing output.
We're turning into Wally, man. You ever seen that movie from Disney or Pixar or whatever?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, what's scary is, I mean, how what's the argument against that? Why is that not like the natural outcome of pumping ourselves with sugar and all these other unhealthy things, being obsessed with entertainment and having to sit in front of the TV, and watch 20 hours of show during the
Yeah.
week or whatever it might be, video games, all of this kind of contributes to that. Wouldn't the logical progression is as life gets more and more comfortable, we do turn into Wally? I mean, we
And
just end up creating trash. So
yeah, endless hours of consumption. You know what I mean? You put out what you get in. And if we're just all sitting on the couch and buying all our shit from China, can't be mad whenever we're owned by China. You know what I mean? We're throwing them all our money. We're over here sitting on our ass. Meanwhile, fucking a large percent, I think like 40, I'd have to look it up, but a large percent of Americans are overweight and even obese. You
yeah,
know what I mean? And
I
it's
believe it's majority.
that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? What if it came down to like hand to hand combat with Chinese entire force of people, like millions and millions of people? They got far more people than us. Like it would just be.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we just have to hope that our technological advantage is that much more superior to compensate for the bunch of fat asses that's got to do
Yeah,
it.
hopefully we can get these fat asses in the steel mill and get them fucking ripped, bro. Get them ready to take on anything that comes our way.
um, it says the decline in manufacturing output has reduced U.S. manufacturing capacity. The need to maintain resilient domestic manufacturing capacity is particularly acute in the advanced sectors of autos, shipbuilding, pharmaceuticals, transport, equipment, technology products, machine tools, and basic and fabricated metals, where loss of capacity would permanently weaken U.S. competitiveness. Yeah, we got to build the ships to stay ahead
Yeah.
militarily if we're going to fatten our population.
Yeah, I
Um,
think this is like the first time in history that like China's making more ships than us, and they're making like more ships by far.
yeah, they have a long way to go to catch up, but at this rate, they're going to.
Oh, they're not making more ships? I thought they made more ships than us last year. But oh no, we lost that fire, everybody. Lost that fire, but it's all good. I wish I had the chart to show y'all um the percentage that he charged everybody because the tariffs were actually like reciprocal. They were actually like kind tariffs, like you said. The tariffs were very kind in nature. He only hit us with about like yeah, let me take this off screen till it comes back. Um, no, don't you do it, motherfucker. Here we go. All right. So yeah, the tariffs were very kind. He really didn't hit them as hard as he should have. They've been hitting us with tariffs for far longer, and it's about time they got back. But on to our next story. We have Ron Klain. So apparently Ron Klain, this guy is Biden's ex chief of staff, and he knew about Biden's cognitive blah, 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 cognitive decline right before the debate with Trump in 2024, and he still, even afterwards, said that he thought that he should be in. This how much derangement this dude has. But this guy Chris Whipple, he wrote a book in which he had an interview with Mr. Klein, not Klein. Mr. Klein had several things to say about Biden's cognition. This past week, Ron Klain, who served as former President Joe Biden's White House Chief of Staff from 2021 to 2023, paints a scathing picture of President Joe Biden's cognitive decline leading up to the first and as a result of only presidential debate of 2024. This tell-all was from a new book released by two reporters, Amy Parnes from The Hill and Jonathan Allen of NBC News, called Fight Inside the Wildest Battle for the White House. There was another one by Chris Whipple. Um, what was it called? It was called I have to find it. Hold on. I guess I didn't get the name of the book. Oh, sure, got it. It's in this article right here. We'll read it in a second. Hold on. That Biden struggles with age and public perception, culminating in disastrous debate with Trump that forced him to withdraw. It highlights his initial refusal to step aside despite early Democratic planning in 2023 for his potential exit and his insistence on economic success that alienated voters who felt otherwise. Chris Whipple also released a book called Uncharted: How Trump Beat Biden, Harris, and the odds in the wildest campaign in history, in which Ron Klain details untold moments leading up to the debate. Ron Klain left the Biden administration in 2023, but returned to assist Biden with the debate prep against President Donald Trump. According to Klain, incumbent President Joe Biden would obsess about being a foreign leader, saying, "These guys, the foreign leaders, say I'm doing a great job as a president, so I must be a great president." Klain also claimed that Biden didn't know what Trump had been saying and couldn't grasp the back and forth, offering at one point that if he looked perplexed when Trump talked, voters would understand that Trump was an idiot. In which Klain responded, "Sir, when you look perplexed, people just think you're perplexed, and this is our problem in this race." Klain further details Biden leaving debate prep to be found asleep by the pool, and that Biden had nothing to say about a second term other than finish the job, I believe the quote was. Klain also quoted Biden as saying that didn't really understand what his argument was on inflation. Speaking about Trump, Whipple told Politico, "I have fresh reporting on an hour by hour, day by day basis of Biden's final days, and obviously his decline is a major part of the story." Later adding, "I happen to think that to call it a cover up is simplistic. I think it was stranger and way more troubling than that." Biden's inner circle, his closest advisors, many of them in a fog of delusion and denial. They believed what they wanted to believe. And here is an excerpt from The Guardian. Hold on, let me see if Stepfire is back real quick. All right, here is that excerpt from The Guardian we have here. In early, gosh dang it, boy. In early 2024, as the campaign warmed up, Klain was among those who said he believed Biden was the right candidate to beat Trump a second time, telling the New York Times, "If I thought he wasn't the right candidate to beat Donald Trump, it wouldn't be for him running. But I think he is the right candidate," which is wild as hell. You witness this man going crazy, literally can't keep up. Check again. Oh, here we go. And we're back. Back again.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Damn. Yeah, I don't. That's just bugging, dude. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, bro.
Uh,
But yeah, so pretty much, this guy interviewed Biden, and he noticed his cognitive decline. Um, I was in the middle of an excerpt from this Guardian sheet. He basically set up this
Fredo, I don't
debate
hear
prep.
you in the Streamlabs.
You don't hear me at all? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me, chat? Type of one in chat if you can hear me. Hear me. Let's see. James can hear me. I don't know. I think it's you, brother.
Oh, wait a minute. How's that?
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
It's a lot better now.
Man, my bad.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
All right. So you heard. Well, of course you heard. So Ron Klain, Biden's former chief of staff, had set up some debate prep with him. He's going over debate prep, and Biden's getting angry and irritated. It says at his first meeting with Biden in the Aspen Lodge, the president's cabin, Whipple writes Klain was startled. He'd never seen him so exhausted and out of it. Biden was unaware of what was happening in his own campaign. Halfway through the session, the president excused himself and went off to sit by the pool. That evening, Biden met again with Klain and his team. Biden aides Mike Donnellan, Steve Ricchetti, and Bruce Reed. We sat around the table, said Klain. Biden had answers on cards, and he was just extremely exhausted. And I was struck by how out of touch with American politics he was. He was just very, very focused on his interactions with NATO leaders. Uh, Whipple writes, Klain had wondered half seriously if Biden thought he was president of NATO instead of the US. He became very enraptured with being the head of NATO. He said that wouldn't help him on Capitol Hill because, as Klain noted, domestic political leaders didn't really care what Emmanuel Macron or Olaf Scholz think. So pretty much he scheduled 90. The first debate prep he scheduled, it was a mock debate. They scheduled the first one for 90 minutes, but Klain called it off after 45. The president's voice was shot, and so was his grasp of the subject. All he really could talk about was his infrastructure plan, how he was rebuilding America in 16 million jobs. He had nothing to say about his agenda for his second term. And then the second one, I think they stopped like 25 minutes. Yeah. Um, Biden seemed befuddled. It just seems like a big spending program. What are they talking about? Oh, he's talking about Klain was asking Biden to run off like subsidizing like childcare, get it down to $20 a day. Biden seemed befuddled, but that just seems like a big spending program. No, sir, it brings down costs for people. It's responsive to inflation. To bring more people into the workforce is good economics. And you know this is something you're for. Biden didn't want to talk about it. In 25 minutes to the second mock debate, the president was done for the day. I'm just too tired to continue, and I'm afraid of losing my voice here, and I feel bad. I just need some sleep. I'll be fine tomorrow. He went off to bed. That was our ex-president, man. Just need some sleep.
Yeah,
I'll be fine
I mean,
tomorrow.
they they tried to play it off. Do you have that clip that I had sent you?
Is it in Obsidian?
No, I sent it on your email.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me pull
Yeah, I
that up.
put it together earlier today. I kind of wanted to show over like a 50-year period in order Biden throughout his political career. He's been
Okay,
a
but
swamp monster his whole life. Well, not his whole life. I guess he got into politics at 30.
yeah, it's kind of amazing, like how adept and apt this dude was back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, he was still a damn dumbass,
A
but
straight snake.
at least, what he was saying sounded coherent.
I don't have you here.
Oh, no.
I don't have a clip from you.
I worked on that thing like crazy.
Um. uh, oh, March 2nd. Here, I got you. Nope. Yeah, no, I don't got that clip, bro. The last thing I got from you was March 2nd. There we go.
System. Well,
All right. Hold on, let me bring it up here.
system. Well, I would like to see some changes in the seniority system, but and it's not going to make any difference.
Hold on, let me turn this up. I'm sure it's quiet for them. It's kind of quiet for me.
System. Well, I would like to see some changes in the seniority system, but and it's not going to make any difference. My saying this,
It's all the way
not
up. Can you
because
hear
I'm
this,
30
chat?
coming in. I think that the seniority system has many more drawbacks than it has merits. President Roosevelt clearly had the right to send to the United States Senate and the United States Congress a proposal to pack the court. It was totally within his right to do that.
Let me set the record straight on this bill. The underlying bill, which is now the Biden-Hatch bill, was the Biden bill. A guy
Crazy,
named
bro's
Biden wrote
been a
that
snake.
bill, and he wrote that bill by going down and sitting down with the President of the United States.
You know, this is somewhat intimidating speaking before. I've done many commencements at many great universities, but never have I done a commencement speech where those who preceded
You can kind of see the slowdown.
each one of whom spoke, their speaking could have sufficed for the commencement speech.
As I served in the Senate, I had the great honor of being included in this lunch, former presidents and vice presidents, and because it really is the place where we get together in a way unlike any other time when we gather.
That's crazy.
Congratulations to Chuck Schumer, another
Have a show with a president.
term as Senate Minority Leader. You know, I think you. This time you have a slightly bigger majority, Mr. Leader. You're the majority leader.
Yikes, bro. That shit is nutsoid. Oh, we lost Stepfire again. Stepfire fell out of frame. And so yeah, so we got this dude. He's talking about, god damn it. He's talking about Biden's decline, and he used to work with Biden. And this is the debate that he was talking about that they were prepping for right before. Let me see here.
Look at what I was left when I became president and what Mr. Trump left me. We had an economy that was in free fall. The pandemic was so badly handled. Many people were dying. All he said was, it's not that serious. Just inject a little bleach in your arm. You'll be all right. The economy collapsed. There were no jobs. Unemployment rate rose to 15%. It was terrible. And so what we had to do is try to put things back together again. Look at what I was left when I became.
It's crazy work, bro. It's crazy. That was our president. And the whole mainstream media was sweeping for this motherfucker. No, he's just under stress. He doesn't have cognitive decline.
The truth is, I'm the only.
Right. Look how healthy he is riding his bike, and he fell off the motherfucker, bro. Can't even walk up a flight of stairs. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy work. Gonna have to take it from here. Damn, bro. Well, shit, man. Everybody, W's in the chat for Step Fire and shit. So we're just gonna have to run this shit, man. We're gonna run it. Fuck it, we do it live. Shout out to James. Life Talk. The sound was real up on that one, huh? Let me turn that down for you guys. My bad, man. My bad, man. Let me know if this is better, James.
The truth is, I'm the only president.
It's still loud. My bad, James. Hold on. Why was James crying? Because he just got dunked on.
The truth is, I'm the only president
should be better.
this century that doesn't have any, this decade, that doesn't have any troops dying anywhere in the world like he did. The truth is, I'm the only president this century that doesn't have any, this decade, that doesn't have any troops dying anywhere in the world like he did. The truth is, I'm the only president
like he did. Come on, man. I didn't have any debts. Trump had all the debts, man.
Strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Hey,
He's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death.
Y'all hear that shit?
We finally dealing with everything we have to do with. Look.
Come on, man. Get your shit together.
We finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Saved his fucking ass.
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare.
Strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to on the total initiative relative to what we can do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
One of the greatest lines
total
in
initiative.
all of politics. This probably will go down in history. I don't know if y'all caught this or not. This is so good. So good. Probably one of the greatest lines in any presidential debate ever.
On
I don't know what he said. I don't
total
think he
initiative
knows what he said.
relative to what we can do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
I'm trying to get it.
The total initiative relative to what we can do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
And more asylum
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said.
It's too fucking good, bro. It's so fucking crazy. But you see that over this years, like it's been an obvious decline in Biden's cognitive ability. The mainstream media continues to sweep for him. Like
strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that strengthen our healthcare system. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to
sweeping, bro. Just straight sweeping for this man. Just because he's the puppet, man. He was the puppet, and Trump can't be controlled. Somebody lined their pockets. They were trying to sweep for the man, and now you have his own chief of staff coming out in books.
We're able to make every single solitary person.
Miss Amy, you know what I mean?
Eligible.
Telling on old.
For what I've been able to do with.
They knew it all along. They just didn't want to tell us. For reasons unknown. For reasons unknown. Smoking Spaceman, good to see you in the chat. Let's go and get to our next topic. Next topic is a hands-off protest. Hands off my fucking government. Right? So, let me pull this up for you guys. Hands off. No fucking Project 2025 in my house. Right? The protests erupt across the nation as an indefinite number of citizens gather in protest of the billionaire takeover and rampant corruption of the Trump administration. Excuse me. Slashing federal funds for Medicaid, Social Security, and other programs working people rely on, and attacks on immigrants, trans people, and other communities. According to progressive organizer Indivisible, over 500,000 signed up to attend events worldwide. Organizers of the event say that millions were in attendance, even bringing in prominent politicians to speak their piece on the matter, such as one Senator Jamie Raskin in front of the Washington Monument in D.C. I'm going to have to bring that up for you. Old Jamie Raskin there.
Anybody here from Maryland, the Free State? The birthplace of Frederick Douglass. The proud home of people who work at USAID, and FDA, and NOAA, the National Weather Service, and the National Institutes for Health, the NIH, all the purges and all the firings. They're working every day to cure cystic fibrosis, multiple sclerosis, breast cancer, and that most deadly disease of our time, malignant narcissistic personality disorder. Their job. They might even find a cure for that baffling worm and brain disease. The great thing about science is it's true whether or not the Secretary of Health and Human Services believes in it. Let's all say with Maryland, hands off science!
Oh, my bad. I'll keep that in mind for every video going forward. I'll keep the volume down. Sorry, y'all. I apologize. One such organizer of Hands Off is a progressive activist organization known as Mobilize. So I got this website here. This is one of the organizers for Hands Off. Hands Off. They did one. What was yesterday? Yesterday was the 6th, or no, it was the 5th. The 5th is whenever they had their first one. Let's see what it's all about. From the horse's mouth, we got one happening at Arkansas State Capitol. Due to severe weather in the area, I guess they postponed it until this week now. We apologize for any inconvenience and look forward to seeing you next week. Donald Trump and Elon Musk think this country belongs to them. Arkansas is fighting back. They're taking everything they can get their hands on, our healthcare, our data, our jobs, our services, daring the world to stop them. This is a crisis. The time to act is now. Saturday, April 12th, we're taking to the streets to fight back with a clear message. Hands off. Where? Arkansas State Capitol. When? 11 a.m., April 12th, 2025. This mass mobilization day is our message to the world that we do not consent to the destruction of our government and our economy for the benefit of Trump and his billionaire allies. Alongside Americans across the country, we are marching, rallying, and protesting to demand a stop to the chaos. Build an opposition movement against the looting of our country, a core principle behind all hands off. But we can't stop the looting whenever it's Black Lives Matter in the Nike shops. Events is a commitment to nonviolent action. We expect all participants to seek to de-escalate any potential confrontation with those who disagree with our values. That's just a disclaimer. Check out Hands Off 2025. More information. But so this company Mobilized, they're basically just like a progressive political activist organization group where they just they hire protesters basically, and they connect other protesters to just protest for any progressive cause. So this is basically the story of Mobilized, their story in the wake of the 2016 elections. You know what I'm saying? Our founders noticed how eager progressive activists everywhere were to revolutionize the way we organize. We decided to channel this unique energy and transform online audiences into real life, people powered movements. Since 2017, organizations have used our platform to help us build a network of over 5.5 million plus ardent supporters who have taken over 22 million actions, and that number continues to grow daily. We've seen supporters call, text, sign petitions, and attend virtual proms using our platform. During the 2020 elections, these actions helped us power the largest online mobilization program in history. From them. We're not sure about that. In 2020, Mobilize became part of the Every Action family, uniting the best fronted for supporter engagement with the unified CRM. And so Mobilize was actually founded by Alan Kramer and Alan Johnson. Kramer previously worked for Bain & Company and on the Hillary Clinton 2016 presidential campaign. Johnson worked for financial technology after working for Barack Obama in the 2008 campaign. But since then, the company Mobilize has been sold to Apex Partners, which basically perform on the whims of their company partners. Basically was their mission statement. You know what I mean? So yeah, I got a couple clips for you just to show you how big it was out here during these protests. See.
Protests taking place. Here's a live look
Boston,
at Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, Boston,
now
Massachusetts.
as we
with the COVID, excuse me, with
check back in on one of our top stories, anti-Trump protests taking place across the country today after a tumultuous week, to say the least.
A lot of people
on Wall Street, and the
cap.
economy. We want to point out, just a few minutes ago, we did show you a protest. We said it was Boston. It was not Boston. It was an unrelated protest. But what you are looking at right now is Boston, and I'm from there. I can recognize this. This is the plaza right outside of City Hall in downtown. Here's a live look at Boston, Massachusetts now as we check.
I got another one here. This is New York City. Up and down the streets. It's crazy. I feel like that's the same group of people. Oh no, it's not. That's crazy work. Back to front, New York. That is honestly crazy work. I thought this one was funny. Grab him by the testicles. It's too good, bro. It is too good. Man, but TBH, I have not looked too much into the Rand Paul. The day all this shit turns kinetic is gonna be insane. No one is really prepared for it. Nobody is prepared for it. Smoke Spaceman. And that's the sad part. And it could get to that sort of friction. The right has held its composure and kept its sort of ire in the realm of ideas. You know what I mean? For this long, but for how long? You know what I mean? How long? But that is about all we have prepared. I am sorry, fellas. I know it is just an hour to the stream. Next week, I promise will be more in depth. We'll open it up live. We'll get more of you involved. Very sorry for the short stream this week. Thank you all for coming through. Thank you all for being with us, man. And I hope you all have a good night. Godspeed. God bless. Bye.